Okay. Welcome, everyone. I think I know most everyone on here right now. My name's Brittani Hayes. And if you are new to this Zoom and we've never met, I'm so excited to have you on the team. I look forward to getting to know you better. Our team's exploding. This is like literally like 1/10 of actually everyone that's on the team. So super excited for all this crazy momentum we're experiencing. This is truly like nothing I've ever seen before, you guys. And I'm going to share a little bit about my story. I'm going to pass it to Nicole, let her share, pass it to Shawn, let him share, and then we're going to jump right in. If you followed me for a while, a lot of this is repetitive, but I know there's a lot of you that this is new for. I was in network marketing for a decade with another company. Actually, Nicole and I were with the same company, and a lot of you on here were with us in that same company as well. And we have nothing but good things to say about it. It absolutely changed our life. I was a millionaire by the time I was 30. I hit the top rank of the company in 2 years and had checks that were more in a month than a lot of people make in a year. And I don't say any of that to brag, but I say that to say if you're new to this industry, the first and most important thing that you can do is like get your belief in check, because this industry can absolutely pay you more than any 9 to 5 could ever pay you. And I say that boldly. I made more than a lot of CEOs did in a year when I was at the top rank of that company. And I wasn't having to get on flight after flight after flight and leave my family and work crazy hours. I was able to do it from the beach, from the pool, while we were traveling, and it's just truly amazing, like what this industry can do for people and the freedom it can give. And unfortunately, you might have seen people that have said like, oh, I tried network marketing, I didn't make any money. And I know we have some network marketing professionals on here right now that have built in other companies too. And they'll tell you the same thing. Like, you absolutely can make money in this industry if you put in the work and you're willing to, put your ego away and put the negative opinions of others away and actually just work hard for something for yourself and your family. If someone tells you it was a scam and it didn't work, it's because they didn't work. I had over 5,000, people on my team when I was with this company, and we were a number 17 income earning team in the entire company out of 200,000 teams. And we couldn't have done that if I was the only one successful. We did that because we had so many six-figure income earners on our team. We had so many women that had been able to retire their husbands, pay off debt. I had people on my team that paid off their houses, you guys, within like 1 to 2 years of working the business. And so I share this to say, first step, first things first, you got to have the belief. You've got to know this can do something for you. And then the next thing I want to say is, despite all that success that, Nicole and I both had, a lot of you had in that company, I firmly believe it's a drop in the bucket compared to what can come here with Immunotech. I joined that company when it was almost 20 years old, and Nicole can share her specifics of her story in a second, but I'm pretty sure we joined around the same time. We were on different teams and got to know each other when we both hit, leadership in the company. But right now, you guys, we have the epitome of a ground floor opportunity on our hands, and not a ground floor opportunity from a startup that could go under in a year and everybody be blindsided, because this is already a 30-year-old, very successful, stable company. They did $250 million in sales last year. It's a lot of money, you guys. They're in 18 countries. They put over $30 million into this US launch. That's a lot of money to put into something unless like this is going to be it. This is going to succeed. All of our manufacturing for US customers is done right in the US. Everything's made right in the US. It ships straight from the US. They literally built a whole nother manufacturing center just to make sure they could prepare for this launch. Because I'm sure if you're in business at all, sometimes people grow too fast and they can't keep up. They already thought of all that. They've already done all that. So ground floor opportunity, we've covered that. But the next big thing I want you to really wrap your mind around is we have a product that no one else has or can ever have. We own the patent on this product. Immunical, which is what you will see everyone calling the Body Shot. Much more sexy name for social media, the Body Shot, than Immunical. Immunical is a patented product. It is the only precursor to glutathione in the entire world, except for NAC, which is what hospitals use when people overdose. They'll give you a shot of NAC, put it, intravenously through an IV. There's a lot of rough side effects to it. You'll be throwing up quite a bit. It's not something a normal person would want. They use it in situations of emergencies. And we have a precursor to glutathione that doesn't have any negative side effects, doesn't have any negative symptoms, and that people are getting real results from. I'm not going to get too deep into this right now. We did share a really great video in the chat from Dr. Gutman while we were in Houston at launch that goes over so many things of glutathione. I highly encourage you watch it. It's kind of long. It's a little lengthy, but it is full of so many great information. And a couple things that I learned that I didn't know, I knew the product was patented. I knew we had hundreds and hundreds of clinical double blind with placebo studies that were gold standard back from Harvard, Yale, Nova, American Association of Autism, American Cancer Institute, the Parkinson's Foundation, and so many more. But I did not know that we actually were awarded a patent for autism. We were awarded a patent that declares our product actually can treat autism. That is insane, you guys. We were also awarded a patent for AIDS. We have, and I didn't even know all the AIDS research, and I learned all that this weekend, and that was crazy. We were awarded a patent for an alternative treatment to cancer. In one of the clinical studies for cancer patients, you guys, 1 year later, over 50% of the placebo group was dead. Over 80% of the control group was alive and well and showing less cancer symptoms than they had before they started. That is huge, you guys. Like, results don't lie. And we were awarded a patent for that as an actual like alternative treatment to cancer. Obviously, you guys know that's near and dear to my heart with everything going on in my health right now. But I say all this to say, like, it's huge. It's not just that our product's patented, like we've been awarded patents, and those are all public. Those are all in the studies. They're published. They're all in the video that I posted in the team page from Dr. Gutton. We zoomed in on the presentation so you can actually see those patents, and they are on the app and the website. So you can actually download those and share them with people. I know some of you have already done that. So, and I encourage you to do that and really look in the app if you haven't. Quick little things before I forget, and I'll pass it on to Nicole, is when you download the app, your username is your consultant ID number, not your email. Definitely get logged into the app. It's full of so much great information. But without further ado, let me hand it over to Nicole. And Nicole, you want to introduce yourself and share a little bit about your story and what you're excited about?
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Hassinger. In our last company, I was Nicole Manzoli. I got married in the middle of that. So if you know me by either name, I was pretty successful with that company as well. I was a top 30 team, separate from Brittany. We just kind of clicked and became good friends. And I'm super excited to be doing this all again with her leadership and working together on that. I am a dental hygienist. When I joined last time, I knew absolutely nothing. So if you're on this and you're new to the industry, welcome. This is an exciting time. There's so much to learn. You're probably a little nervous, but just dive in, educate yourself, because I did not think I could find that much success, and I really did, even while working a full-time hygiene job, and then was able to retire and do all the amazing things. But whether you're new to the industry or you know the industry, I just want you guys to truly understand what is here and what is actually like going to happen. I mean, I just learned some of the stuff that Brittany said, and I was already fired up, and now I'm even more fired up because this is, it's just so different to be able to have the research. Honestly, what really drew me to this was all the cancer research. I lost my dad to cancer a couple of years ago, and just being able to offer people a product that's truly, like, we're talking truly going to help people and their health. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when this opportunity presented itself, I was on a roller coaster. I'm like, am I gonna do this again? Like, it changed my life before, but do I want to do this again? Let me tell you, ever since the launch, I am fired up. I am like so excited to talk to people about these products in a way that I thought was gonna happen, but I didn't fully understand was gonna happen. So this is really, really exciting. I hope you guys fully understand where we are and what we have at our fingertips, because this is going to change so many lives. Forget about the financial lives. Yeah, we're all excited for that, right? That's going to be amazing for us. But let's really think about the people that we're going to change their health with unexpected or unexplained. Let's say unexplained. I saw some numbers the other day of like it decreased 50% in people's like faith in doctors nowadays, because no one can figure out what's going on with anything in anyone's health, and we have something that can like really help them and like reverse this crazy shit that's going on. So I'm just fired up. I'm fired up to help people feel better. I'm fired up to help people's health overall, but also their wealth, and this is just a really exciting time. So I hope you guys are just as excited as us.
Absolutely. And Nicole, you're way too humble. I love how you're like, I'm was pretty successful. It was a top 30 team. Nicole earned more than $250,000 a year on her account alone and it works. So don't let her downplay it for you. But anyways, all that to say, Shawn, let's go over to you. And do you want to introduce yourself? Just tell us a little bit about you. And I know you have a little bit of a different story, not so much a network marketing story, but obviously you've been very successful in business, top in sales in every company you've been with. And I'm excited for everyone to get to know you tonight too.
Evening, everyone. My name is Shawn Alverson. Happy to be here. I will say I want to thank Brittani. I've never seen somebody that's as hardworking as she is. She's absolutely amazing. She's from morning to late at night, and she's there for everybody. She's willing to answer any questions that you might have. She's phenomenal. So very great person to work with us and get us through this new launch and this Immunotech. It's amazing. She brought this to my attention, and I've done other network marketing. I was in Herbalife. I was in Market America. I did some of the other ones and did okay, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through that. Like Nicole said, I don't know if I want to go do that route again, but after hearing a little bit about what this company offered and everything that they had compared to what I did before, it was a no-brainer. You're starting at the very beginning. You've got products that are just absolutely amazing, that are research, scientific fact, patent, and things like that. It was for me a no-brainer, and I think that's really what a lot of us saw, or a lot of us just went, okay, we're going to trust Brittani and we're just going to go for the ride. Either way, it was a great decision for everyone for here. My background is in sales. I've been in sales my whole life, really, and I've built, from a $400 ad in a newspaper. I built a kitchen and cabinet company up to $8-9 million just by knowing how to talk to people, know how to sell. And so, if anybody talking to people or anything like that needs help with selling, I'm more than willing to help and give you suggestions and walk you through the process. And there's really 7 steps to the sell, and if you follow those 7 steps every time, you're going to be successful.
I love it. And so well said, Shawn. I think that so often people hear the word sales and they get in their head like it's this big, scary thing. And in reality, like you sell to people all the time, whether you know it or not. When you're talking about, your favorite drink you just got at Starbucks, or you're talking about that restaurant that you and your partner went out to for dinner last week, and you're telling your friends they should go, like you're selling, and people trust those recommendations and they follow them. But for whatever reason, when it comes to monetizing things, some people can get, certain personalities can get a little bit intimidated. And I encourage you to look at this in a way, especially after tonight, when you get all the tips you're going to get, look at it with, just fresh eyes, like, wow, like I have something too incredible to not share with people. This is even more incredible than that fun drink I just got at Starbucks or that restaurant I just tried. Like this is something that can actually change people's life. So before we jump in full force, I just want to talk a little bit about why glutathione is so important. And I do encourage, again, watching that live video we did with Dr. Gutman, because that's going to give you way more information than I'm going to be able to give you in 2 minutes right now. But glutathione, for those who don't know, is the master antioxidant. It's the master of your immune system. As you age, glutathione decreases. Some people, just in the way we live, we are arguably the most unhealthy nation in the world. We are deficient on a lot of things, and glutathione is one of them. So even people who are younger and, should be healthy, and they should not have had, their glutathione levels drop. Like you'd be surprised how many people are deficient in glutathione. When I first got a scan with, a lot of people on here know her, Dr. Carla. If you're in networks, you know who she is, because she was our doctor over there. And she's got this incredible technology that scans your frequencies and like tells you all this crazy stuff. When I first got one with her in 2019, it actually said I was deficient on glutathione. And I started taking it in like a supplement form. It was like $80 a bottle, and it was encapsulated in fat. You could add it to like your collagen or like a smoothie or something. And even that, like, which is the most bioavailable form of glutathione you can buy, you still are not going to absorb 100% of that. You're going to absorb, like, if you're lucky, 50%. Most glutathione, if you're going to buy like GNC or something, you're absorbing like 10%. It's a complete waste of money. And so when I heard about this product, I was so excited for a lot of reasons, just for like how important I knew glutathione was. Like, a lot of you may or may not know this, but like in the Asian countries, like women will get glutathione, injected intravenously with vitamin C and some other things, and just to keep their skin glowing and beautiful. And like, it's more for vanity reasons than it is for health reasons. And we're starting to do that over here in the US now. You're starting to see a lot of those IV injection places popping up. And that's, I would say a fairly new thing in the last 5 years, starting to gain a lot more traction. But that's when you go there, like one of the things you're getting is glutathione, whether you know that or not, and have ever been to one of those places. But glutathione, any way you get it, like you're never going to be able to get the full effect of it as if you were making it yourself. What's so incredible about our product is it is signaling to your cells every day when you drink it to make more of your own natural glutathione, which is huge. So whether you have one of the many issues we've listed, and named and thrown out, infertility, autoimmune, all the other things we said that so many people have that we have clinical studies on, or whether you just want to take it for preventative measures because maybe you just get sick a lot, maybe nothing's actually majorly wrong with you, but you could be healthier. Like there's so many reasons, like this is so huge. Anti-aging, your immune system, your just general health, and so many other things. So I encourage you, Nicole said it best when we did a live in the team page a few weeks ago. She's like, if you are feeling, not sure about how to talk about things, go learn about glutathione. You'll have all your answers, because the second you learn how incredible glutathione is, you'll get why this is so huge.
I'm going to jump in. This is like, and I meant to say this before, this is the best time to educate yourself on glutathione. Like I literally looked at some of the stuff that, our company put out, but I also went and just typed into like scholarly. I looked at so much research. I work for 2 doctors. I'm a dental hygienist. I work for 2 doctors. One doctor is going through a lot of health issues right now, and he's very, very, obviously very, very smart. He was like, "What is this stuff that you're posting about?" And I instantly, without even batting an eye, was so confident in the way that I can talk to him about this, knowing that he's a doctor and he knows all of this. I'm like, "Do you know what glutathione is?" He's like, "Of course." I was so confident to talk to him. There was not one part of me that had any kind of hesitation because I did my research. And when you know about it, it's so easy to talk to people. So please, like I'm telling you, you guys have extra time, educate yourself on it, and you will effortlessly talk about this product. It will be so easy, even if you're talking to the smartest person.
Yeah. And even for those people that are like, I don't have a lot of time, like take 10 minutes in bed every night and just read about glutathione. I promise you in a week, you're going to be like, wow, I learned so much. Our second, really popular product, which all of you got during pre-launch, is, the Happy Pill is what we call during pre-launch. You can still call it that for marketing purposes, but Sunray is the official product name. Sunray, we also own a patent on. If you look at the box of Sunray and you notice it says vitamin D as, and I never say the word right, how do you say it, Joe? Calcifidol. No one has calcifidol. That is our patent. We own that. We created that. You've heard us say, if you've read any of our posts in from the leadership team and everyone else that started to learn this company's been around 28 years. The research that went into the product started over 45 years ago, which shows you they have been extremely intentional with what they brought in the marketplace, and they have done their research. And so we have patented all these incredible things that we have found. So the form that our vitamin D is in, it's completely bioavailable, and it doesn't have to be metabolized by the liver. You won't find another vitamin D on the market that you can say either of those things about. If buying vitamin D over the counter is not bioavailable, you're absorbing maybe 10-20% of it. And it certainly does have to go through the liver. Also, this raises your serotonin and dopamine levels, lowers your cortisol levels. You take it once a week, which is super convenient. We take ours on Sundays. But it's one of those things that the more you take it, it builds up in your system. You're going to really start noticing those results compound. So I encourage you, if you haven't started what came in your kit, start it and really track how you're feeling week after week. And then make sure, you're going to get more when you upgrade, obviously. So you're going to have that with the body shot and then with the Super Greens and Reds booster. So Super Greens and Reds booster, we mix ours in our body shot every single day. Work smarter, not harder. Why do you got to do it separate? Just do it all together. And it literally has like over 50 different Super Greens and Super Reds. Normally, if you buy, and I want to say this real quick, since we are going to be doing a lot of sales training tonight. Normally, if you were to buy like Super Greens from a company and then Super Reds from a company, they would be separate products. And if it is a good product that does not have preservatives, fillers, additives, etc., it's going to be minimum $30 for each product. Like you're not going to get that cheaper than $1 a day. Like I know people are like, oh, you can buy greens from Walmart for $15. It's Walmart. You get what you pay for, But if you have a customer ask, like, with Subscribe and Save, it's normally 84. With Subscribe and Save, I believe it's 61. If they ask anything about the price, you can let them know that's 2 products in one. That's $1 a day for your greens, $1 a day for your reds. That's a steal of a deal. Like we spend $7 on a drink at Starbucks, and there's people that get that every single day, like $2 a day to get your greens and your reds. I mean, that's an incredible deal. So again, these are some things we want y'all to learn tonight and like really get your mind wrapped around, because that's going to help you be able to better talk about it. And like Nicole said, be able to more confidently present to people like why they need this. Also, I'm loving reading the chat. Charnay's texted me several times how much she loves her happy pill. She just took her third Sunray, and wow. She's texted me every update. She's like, I am loving this. I feel so amazing. And it's just incredible, like how much, like even just what we got during pre-launch is helping people. So I love that. So one thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to pass it to Shawn and let him kick it off, and then Nicole and I'll, fill in. But the pricing wording that I put in the team page, if you have not seen that, definitely make sure to go look at that either while we're on the Zoom or after. But that pricing wording, do not steer from it. Like if you're a guy and you want to change a little bit of the language, make it sound a little more masculine, change emojis, that's fine. But like end on a question still. Start, like the meat and potatoes needs to stay the same. When I see people anytime that are like, I'm talking to all these people and I'm not sealing the deal, I always say, let me see what you're saying. Like send me screenshots. And it never fails. They veer away too far from the wording. They'll start saying things like at the end, instead of saying, did you want to get some ordered? They'll say, let me know what questions you have. You don't ever want to say, let me know. Like, let me know, take out of your vocabulary right now, because they won't let you know. End on a question. Questions keep the conversation going. And even if someone is not able to get it that very second, when you ask the right questions, you'll know when they are able to get it. If it's a budgetary thing, if you ask the right questions, they're going to tell you, oh, I actually get paid next Friday. I'd love to order then. Great. I'm going to put you down on my calendar. I'll follow up with you next Friday. Can't wait for you to try it. Keep the excitement high. That's always key. The reason I use so many emojis is you can convey excitement a lot more when you're talking to people over text when you're using emojis. I do a lot of voice messaging, especially if someone is unsure and they kind of have an objection. I'm going to voice message them, because when they hear my voice, they're going to hear my confidence, and they're going to, be so much more trusting and confident in me and my answer when they got to hear my voice versus if they just read something that I was going to, typed out. So all that to say, utilize that pricing wording. You'll notice that the pricing wording we put in the team page starts with the bundle. It starts with the Body Shot, the super greens and reds, and Sunray all together, because that is what they're going to get the best results from. That's why that's in our starter pack as consultants, because that is like the secret sauce. Always start high. Don't assume someone can only get one thing. I cannot tell you, and Nicole can talk about this in her part too, because she used to sell such high packs, even more than I did in Networks. But I cannot tell you how many people that you would have thought when we were in the business before couldn't spend more than 30, 40, 50 bucks, and they would blow your mind and spend 500 bucks on products. Like, don't assume people's budgets. Even people that you think like, oh, they're probably not gonna be able to afford that. No, they will. And oftentimes it's reversed. The people you thought had tons of money and could afford it are going to be the ones that, wait forever to order. So don't make any assumptions. That's one big piece of advice I want to give you. Start high. You can always customize and take some things off if you need to. I've had a couple people already order that bundle from my post a couple days ago, the one where I'm holding like the Body Shot out. But I've had, one person in particular, believe it was yesterday, that said, I'm not able to swing that right now. I'll have to get back with you later. And I said, no worries. I said, did you want me to take Sunray off or the greens off, and you just start with 2 out of the 3? And she literally came back and was like, actually, yeah, that might work. Can you give me the price on that? So again, like I could have just said, when she said, I can't swing that right now, I could have been like, oh, okay. Or you can be solution minded and find a solution. Even if they just have to start with one product, that's going to be better than nothing. I had someone that, flat out told me like, I'm really tight of money right now. Like I feel like crap. I need something, but I can't even afford Immunical. And I said, well, what about Sunray? It's $22 with the subscribe and save discount. Do you want to get that? So like get creative, start high. You can always do what you need to do to, help people and make it work for them, but don't assume anything. Is my big piece of advice. Don't steer away from the wording. Make sure you're really, really paying attention. Success leaves clues. If we're giving you that wording, it's for a reason. Same thing with what Shawn's about to share. Like when he tells you how to talk to people in person, like, listen, he's got a lot of years of experience. He's done well in sales and, all his life, whether it's for another company or building his own businesses. And so the number one thing that you like will make or break your success is if you come into this with a growth mindset, you're teachable, you're willing to learn, and you have an attitude that like, hey, if it works for these people, it can work for me too. That's one thing. When I joined the company that Nicole and I were in, I joined fully having the mindset, if it worked for my enroller and she retired her husband a year in, she paid off a bunch of debt a year in, I mean, why couldn't it work for me? I'm a hard worker. I'm willing to learn. And that was that. The rest was history. So, and I can tell you the people on my team that were successful, they had that mindset, even if they had no experience, even if they were a little socially awkward, like they had that mindset. The people that didn't, it was because they came in thinking they knew more than anybody else, you know, or they came in like too scared to put themselves out there, you know. And I want you to know, like, it's normal to feel fear. It's normal to be like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in 6 months. This feels weird. That's okay. Like, we're all here to support you. That's why we created that engagement chat, so we can show you love on your posts. And we created the seal the deal chat, so you don't feel stuck trying to answer something that you don't know how to answer. So utilize the resources we're giving you. But like, number one thing is you got to believe. You got to believe that you're not the exception to the rule. If it works for other people, it'll work for you. So on that note, let's pass it over to Shawn. And Shawn, you kick it off with what you wanted to share. And then, you know, Nicole and I'll kind of jump in and fill the gaps after you're finished. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end for whoever has questions. And you guys can definitely put questions in the chat as we're going to.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, Brittani just hit a ton of great suggestions, and please listen to what she's saying, because I mean, she's a pro. She's got this. She understands, you know, that it's all about having having the right attitude, and just understanding, you know, hopefully her excitement will get you guys excited as much as she is, because her excitement is just amazing. But I'm just going to go through some, you know, the 7 steps of the sale. I'm going to kind of explain different parts of it with you guys. And, you know, the first step of selling is about prospecting. And, you know, you could do that online. You can do that at the grocery store. You can do that through friends and family. You can do it, you know, anywhere you're at. You're always talking to somebody. Most of the time you bump into somebody. And it doesn't have to be salesy, you know. You know, I've always taught everybody that sells, you're a problem solver. You're not a salesperson. If you come across as a salesperson, you're not going to do well. But if you come across as, you know, if you care about people and you want to help them, and you've got the perfect products to be able to help people, and that's important to me. I've always been the person that's tried to help people. You may not always be able to, and that's okay. But if you are the person that comes across trying to help people, then you're going to be successful in whatever it is that you do. So, you know, if you're out and about and you're talking to an acquaintance and they mention how tired and stressed they are, you know, the best thing that you could say to them is, you know, I used to feel exactly the same way until I found an amazing product, like it's called Sunray. Since I started taking Sunray, I haven't felt tired, run down, stressed, or anything like I used to. You know, it was a game changer, and I'm so glad that one of my friends recommended it to me. And then just leave it at that, really. And it's going to have them just kind of think about it and go, well, if you're feeling better, where can I get it? It's just going to open up a lot of conversations. Or, you know, if they're saying how tired they are, you know, I partner with our, you know, I get it with everything that, you know, happens every day. You know, I had the same issues, and, you know, I started taking this product, Immunotech. One of my friends suggested it, and, you know, it's the best thing, and I feel great now. You know, it doesn't have to be salesy. That's just a conversation that you have with somebody. And if you can get your responses in more of a conversational way with people, it's going to go a long way. You know, if people ask you what you do, try to come up with your elevator pitch. Don't make it really long or anything like that. And don't make it salesy. You know, I partner with an incredible company named Immunotech. We've got science-backed products, you know, one of them being a game changer because it's a natural switch for glutathione, which benefits people with natural detoxification, brain health, mental clarity, heart and lung support, and protection against chronic diseases, just to name a few. Amazingly, we're the only company that has this, and, you know, so it's been a game changer for me. What do you do? And just change it back to them. You know, so however you want to do it, just try to come up with a 30-second description of how you want to say it, and make it something that you can resonate with, just like Brittani said. And if you can do that, and then just instead of trying to talk them into becoming a partner with you or that, hey, what do you do? And just show interest in them. And the more interest you show into them, the more questions you ask them, they're going to start wanting to ask you questions, because you're going to plant a seed, and really that's what it is planting a seed with somebody, so they think about it, and then they're going to want to know more.
Yeah, and I just want to add on to what Shawn's saying real quick, you guys. Like, so many of you guys are more comfortable on social media, but like, write these tips down and take notes, because everything Shawn's sharing with you, even if you're really good at social media, like, this can enhance what you're doing, because he's telling you how to like talk to people everywhere you are, friends, family, someone in line at the grocery store. You know, these are things that can blow up your business, because you're not just utilizing one method. You're really like making this a way of life for you, on and offline. So keep going, Shawn, this is gold.
So the second thing is preparation. And just like Brittany said, you know, you need to learn as much as you can about the products, but don't let that stop you from getting out there to talking to people, because you've got a huge team here that if you've got a question about something, you know, if they ask you a question and you don't know, you know what, that's an amazing question. No one's actually ever asked me that before, but I can get that answer for you. You're not lying to them. You know, even though you're new, you can go to Brittany or somebody and ask them the question, and they'll get you the answer so you can get back to them. But being prepared is learning all the benefits about the product, learning as much as you can so you can talk about it and answer questions that customers have. Really, I think the best way to be prepared is use the product, because if you're using the product, whatever it is, but you know, in this case, it's our product. But if you're using the product and you're a product of your product, it's going to show, and you're going to be able to talk more about how it makes you feel, and it's more personable. And the more personable you can be. So if someone else has the same issues that maybe you had, you're going to be able to talk about it from the heart, and it's going to sound it's going to be genuine, and it's going to be authentic, and it's going to sell it. And like I said, you know, that 30-second elevator pitch, just try to come up with something and then practice it, just so you're ready to get that out to somebody. You know, I found an incredible way to improve my health while also creating an income. I partner with a company named Immunotech, which is built on science and have products that naturally boost glutathione, which is essential for the immune support and energy. Just practice it and make it however you want to say it. And record yourself. You know, I think that's important too when you're starting out, so that way you can hear how many ums and ahs and things like that you say. But really, the other thing I can say in preparation is learn how to listen. I think too many salespeople talk way too much. And if you really listen and are in the moment and truly listening to them and not thinking about the next thing that you have to say, or thinking about what's for dinner tonight, or what's, you know, that next meeting that I have to be in, it's very, very important, because the more you listen, you're going to get those key elements that's going to help you get to that sale. Approach would be the third step. So building rapport is all about creating a genuine connection with someone, and, you know, smile and be friendly. People respond to a warmth and positivity. Find common ground if you can. Talk about shared interests and experiences or mutual connections with the person that you're talking to. And then once again, listen more than you talk. Show real interest in what they have to say. People love to talk, and when they talk, they tell you all kinds of things. And really, there may be a lot more things within it, especially if you start getting into the conversation of health and, you know, feeling tired or this and that. You may find out that, you know, that their best friend has felt the same way, or this or that. So you may find out that there may be other people that they can refer to you. Even if they don't buy from you, you might find somebody else. Use their name as much as you can when you're talking with them. You know, it's important. So my trick is, when someone tells me their name, I'll say their name in my head to myself. I'll say it 3 or 4 times over and over and over. And then I try to put it to something that would help me remember it, you know, to bring it in, you know, I'll use it in a sentence or something, just to bring it so I can keep their name in my mind. And then match their energy and tone. You know, that's very important, because if they're kind of just drawn out and real slow and you come at them like super hard, yeah, having the energy might bring them up, but if you're too much, it can turn them away. So especially when it's in person. So matching their energy and tone. And the funny thing is when you do that and you're talking to somebody, it's hard to explain, but they'll start mirroring you if they're starting to get into sync with what you have to say. So there's things that you can do. If you just like, if you're standing and you just cross your arms and hold them in front of you, see if they do it. Or if you just like itch your arm, they might itch their arm. It's called mirroring. And it's a way that you know that they're actually listening and in tune with what you're having to say. Show empathy, understanding their feelings and their perspective of things is probably one of the most important part of being approachable with somebody, and being honest and authentic. You know, if you don't know, don't tell them something that you don't know, because that could really be, you know, that could ruin a business or ruin your reputation really quick. And then the presentation, you know, staying motivated, finding your happy place, go Sunray, take that Sunray and you can be in your happy place. But any sales business can really get you down, because you have to hear 5, 6, 7 no's before you finally get a yes. And unfortunately, salespeople, after the first no, 85% of salespeople, after they hear their first no, they're done. They don't want to do anything more. Oh, they don't want it. They don't, you know, that's not it. It just means not right now. And if you don't follow up with them a couple times, you know, not being pushy, but just following back up with them. But you got to stay motivated. Things that I do to stay motivated is I try not to watch the news too much. News is very depressing. I try to stay positive. So even, you know, during the day, and yes, we all get, you know, down in that, but I when I catch myself thinking too negative, I'll stop and think of something positive and try to stay positive. You know, if I get mad at something, I'll just take a deep breath, reposition my mind, and move forward. Read daily inspirational quotes. It helps. There's a bunch of them on Facebook and on the internet, and try to find one that just really sparks your day. And reading books, I think, is a great thing to get you in the right mindset of different things, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Millionaire Mindset. You become what you think. The Mountain is Your Awaken is another good one. The Giant Within, Laws of Attraction, The Secret. There's a ton of really good books out there that can get you into a very positive mindset to keep you moving forward, because life isn't easy all the time, and you're gonna run into hard times, and it's just trying to stay positive, and anything you can do to do that really helps. And then be your product. You know, if you're going to try to talk your distributors or your, you know, people that are working with you to use your product, but you're not using it, I personally couldn't do that. You know, I want to be able to be with them on that ride and be at the same level, and, you know, just how I do it. Handling objections. This is probably the hardest thing for most people to do. So this is the stage where you're listening to your prospects' concerns and addressing them. Unfortunately, many salespeople give up way too soon. 44% quit after the first rejection, 22% after the second, 14% after third, 12% after the fourth. But the kicker is 80% of the sales requires at least the 5 follow-ups to close. So the key to success isn't avoiding objections, it's handling them effectively. The ability to navigate concerns with confidence and persistence is what separates a great salesperson from the rest of them. So when someone says, let me think about it, when they say they have to think about it, there's any objection is they don't understand they don't understand enough to make a decision at that point. That's all an objection is. So if you can figure out what it is that they don't understand and clarify it better, you're going to have a much better way to close that sale. But if they say they want to think about it, great. But if you don't mind me asking, what is it that concerns you? Instead of saying, oh, that's okay, you know, don't worry about it. No, okay, I'll see you later. You know, ask them if there's something that concerns them, or you know, I understand. What's preventing you from moving forward with this right now? Try to get the answer out of them and see if if they trust you enough, if you built that rapport with them, they'll open up to you, and usually they'll tell you. You know, maybe it's money, maybe it's, you know, maybe, you know, who knows? You know, there could be a multiple of different reasons why they can't do it right now, or they want to think about it. But try to figure it out so that maybe you can walk them through that problem and solve that to go ahead and move forward. You know, one of my best was, I get it. I was a little leery at first myself, but then, and then you talk about whatever that is, tell them your story, you know. And then the other one, I have to talk to my wife, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. That's probably the most used one today. You know, absolutely. I like to talk to my wife too before making certain decisions as well. And then pause. I don't know if you guys, when pausing is probably one of the most effective ways in sales to get a customer to want to listen. They, you know, because a lot of people just go through the whole situation. But if you pause a little bit, then what happens is it changes the whole tone of everything, and they just kind of almost lean into you to hear what's next. So if you can use a pause when you're dealing with objections, it helps a lot. And don't be afraid. If you don't mind me asking, what do you think your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever the case may, whoever it is they said they had to talk to, you know, if you don't mind me asking, what do you think they're going to say? Because usually whatever they have to say is something that they're concerned about as well. So maybe you can overcome that objection right then and there and move on. Another way to say it is sure, no problem. Would you like me to follow up with you, you know, in a week or two, 3 weeks, maybe? Make it so absurd. They're going to say, no, 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 I don't need that much time. I just need a day or two, or maybe later today. You know, sometimes if you give them that absurdity amount of time and they're interested, you'll know right away. But, oh, no, no, no. You know what? Tonight's fine. Just call me back. So those are some suggestions that you can use for that. I have to talk about it, or I need to talk to my physician before I can do anything. It's probably going to be one that you're going to hear a lot. Perfect. I know some doctors are not supplemental friendly. Do you know if your doctor has ever heard of these products before? Because if they're with a doctor, you're planting a seed with that, because there are a lot of doctors, and I think they're starting to get better, but there's a lot of doctors that do not believe in supplements whatsoever. And if you ask that, it's going to plant that seed that maybe their doctor's not open to that. And why wouldn't they be open to an alternative way to make me feel better? And if they say, well, I don't know, then we might be able to give them a look, you know, depending on what we're looking at, we can give them some information to present to the doctor so he can kind of look at it instead of just saying, well, you know, I have a friend trying to sell me this product or said that I should take this. So it's a good way to get through that. And then, of course, do you have something you can send me? You know, you can be excited. I do. What exactly are you looking for? You know, or I can, but what information are you wanting to learn more about? You know, so there's different ways to say that as well. You know, all it is just trying to get more information so you can help solve their problem to get over whatever it is that's holding them back from moving forward. Same thing with this, you know, if you're talking about people in the business, you know, there's a lot of scams out on the internet, and people are really leery about different things, you know. So when they ask you, how are you doing with it? Now, we just started. So, you know, I don't want to lie and tell them, oh, you know, I've done $100,000 last week. We were doing great. But I can say it's been amazing. Being a company that just introduced itself to America, I have quite a few people that I've talked to that are excited about the business. It's not a lie, you know. So, and if you say that and practice, you know, say something like that and practice it where it's enthusiastic, they're going to be like, oh, wow. Or I love it. I now have the opportunity to help people with their health and wealth. I've never had a chance to start something so amazing before it went viral. You know, so it's just two different ways to be able to say something to somebody when they ask you, how are you doing with it? That doesn't sound like, oh, well, you know, I haven't made any money yet, that, you know, it's not going to really want to have them to want to come check it out. And then, of course, are you making money? Well, I'm definitely on my way. Smile, pause. You know, to do this, just being introduced to America, I can't say it's been crazy. People love the products, and, you know, and with helping so many different people with the business side of things, it's been incredible. I'm definitely looking forward to my first check and all the bonuses that are going to be included. There's nothing lying about that. You're being honest, you're being upfront, and you're giving them good information that you're excited about what's to come. And when you're planting the seed about something that's going to go viral, that's new, that just started, it's something completely different than maybe what they're used to. You know, oh, this has been around for years and years and years. Well, when you hear that, it's like, can I make money at it or not? You know. Does it cost to start anything? That's probably the other biggest one. I just smile and say, of course it does. It's a business, you know, but it's the only business that I found that was a low cost for me to start, yet have the availability to partner with a proven company that has invested millions of dollars for me to benefit from. It's a real easy way to say, you know, I love people that want to start a business but want to do it for free. It makes no sense to me. And then the closing stage is getting the decision from your client to move forward, whatever it is. So most salespeople are afraid to ask for the sale. And that's the easiest part. You've done all the work, but I've seen it time and time again. They've done all the work and they're like, well, great. When you're ready, just give me a call. It's like, oh my goodness, did you just walk away from a sale? So if you just ask for the sale. So, you know, couple ways to do this. So let's get you started with that Pro Pack. Would you like to put that on your credit card? It's that easy. They're going to say yes or no. And then you've got objections and you start handling objections. This is going to be incredible for you. I know it's been for me. What credit card would you like to use? Great. So we're starting with the Pro Pack for your wife and for the kids. Let's go ahead and put which, you know, how would you like to get that paid for today? You know, it's real simple. For distributors, when you're closing, you know, I really think you'd be amazing at this business. It seems like it'd be a perfect fit for you. I'm guessing you want to start on the fast track to get you started off right. It's really the best way for you to start your business. What credit card do you want to use? Same thing. Ask for the credit card. You know, go for that sale. Don't be afraid. You've put all the work into it up to that point. It'd be crazy not to ask for them to move forward. Because if you're hesitant to ask to move forward, they're going to be hesitant to ask people to move forward. So it's just something that as people, I think we feel uncomfortable asking for money, but it's actually relieving for your person that you're talking to because they don't know what to do. So if you're helping guiding them to that end game that they want, it makes everything so much more better for everybody.
Yeah,
So
and I just want, Shawn, I want to add something to that real quick because I know there's people on here that are like, oh, I would feel so awkward asking for someone's info. We used to tell people in Nicole and I's company, like, if you make it weird, they're going to be weird. Like, if you're weird about it and acting like you're so nervous about it, then like, yeah, they're probably going to be like, why are you being so weird? But if you're just business as usual, like Shawn is saying, and you just ask for it, like it will blow your mind how many people are just like, okay, here you go. And same with customers. Like I signed a customer in the car on the way back from Houston, and had never met this person before. It was someone that followed me on Facebook. We were not even Facebook friends. And once we got through the whole process of the combo, like Shawn's saying, I just said, did you want to go and get some ordered? And she said, yeah, I do. Do you have a link? And I said, I can actually get your order in for you. I just need your phone number, your email, your address. If billing and shipping is separate, let me know which is which, card number, expiration, and 3-digit code on the back. After I get your order in, I'll send you your login information. You'll be able to log in, check your tracking and all that good stuff. Send it right over. We have never even met. We've never even had a conversation before. So I can't stress it enough. Like, you are a professional, like what Shawn's saying, like you're a business owner now, like you have a business within this company. So treat yourself like a business owner, represent yourself like a business owner, and don't be afraid to ask for that, because when you send a link, you're putting it in their hands. They might take 3 days to place it, but when you ask for the info, you can get it in right that very second. So I know there's a lot of people that like that might be out of your comfort zone, but there's a reason that Nicole and I did that in our last company. And there's a reason you're hearing it from Shawn today. Shawn has signed during pre-launch. He signed, I can't remember how many people, like 22 people. He's killing it. And clearly it's because he's leading the conversation, not them. So I hope you're taking notes and really, really, taking this to heart, because this is going to help you so much if you can just, kind of get these steps in line and have that confidence to do these things that he's sharing with you. Go ahead, Shawn. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just about practicing and knowing what to say. And there's a lot of different ways to say it. And there's a lot of different ways, but the biggest thing is just practicing and make it comfortable and natural for you. Because the more natural and comfortable it is for you, it's going to be easier for you to be able to move forward and be able to ask for the sale and go through all those things. But I think what Brittany has put together on the Freedom Forge page and all that, if you're stuck with a customer or don't know what to say, she's right there and she's spot on. I've looked at a lot of the stuff she's been sharing with everybody, and it's awesome. So if there's anything I can do to help anybody, I'm always willing to help with whatever I can. And I hope it helped tonight going through what we've talked about. And really the last thing that I'm going to talk about is follow up and just make sure, for the sale and after the sale is really important, because if you continue to follow up and ask for referrals after a couple of weeks of your customers taking them and making sure, one, they're taking the product the right way, making sure that they're getting the result, seeing if they're getting the results. Because if they're not taking it the right way, or you don't remind them to take it, then maybe they're not, and they're not going to get the results, and they're not going to reorder. But if you follow through with them and make sure that they're happy with everything, they're going to be good customers. They're going to reorder, and they're going to start talking to their friends because they feel better, because it's natural. When we like something, we talk about it to everybody. But if we don't like something, we're going to say, oh, that didn't work. Don't even bother. So it's all about the follow-up. And remember, if you don't get the sale that time, it takes 5 to 6, maybe 7, 8 times before you will get the sale. And maybe you'll never will. Maybe they go into the witness protection hiding program. I've had customers that were all into it. Oh my goodness, yeah, we're going to buy this. And you call them up and they're in a witness protection program. I haven't seen them. But the funny thing is I actually had one that called me a year later and moved forward. It was strange.
Jump in super quick about what you just said. It's not just get the sale and then forget them. Like you said, that follow-up is so important. Example, someone I work with, she did the pre-launch $20 got the happy pill. She absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves it. Feels incredible. She said, my husband sucks and he's the worst and he's so mean, and he took this and he was so nice and it was just totally different. She loves it. She's already told her mom, she's already told her cousin, and she's already told her aunt. And she told me today at work, she already gave me one of their phone numbers. We're talking somebody who's already giving me referrals off of the pre-launch product that they got. So it's so important to follow up after. Don't just get the sale and ghost these people. If they're taking it right, they will send you people, and then they can turn into potentially a really awesome consultant for you, because I mean, effortlessly, she has 3 people interested now. So follow up with people and treat them like you would want to be treated if someone told you something, because it could turn into something beautiful.
Yeah. If you are scheduling appointments with people and at certain times, and then they don't answer when you call them, this is one of the things I've done that's been very successful. It's like, hey, Brittany, this is Shawn. I'm sorry you weren't available for our appointment. I get it. Things come up. No worries. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to call you tomorrow at 7 p.m. I hope everything's okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Have a fantastic evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night. And I'm just, I don't like letting customers, I hate the old, hey, this is Shawn, just following up with you. Can you call me back? They hear that from every person they hear, and you're leaving all the responsibility on their shoulders to call you back. It's a different way to look at it. So make sure, if you're going to do that, make sure you call back at 7, because it does 2 different things. One, you're planting the seed. You might they missed the appointment. And so they're going to kind of feel like, and most of the time they're like, oh man, I remember that I was supposed to be there, but that's okay. He's going to call me tomorrow at 7. So if you call him back at 7, you're doing what you're saying you're going to do. So it kind of gives you more, not authority, but more trust and value built into the relationship between you. It helps build that rapport. But if you miss calling him at 7 the next night and you forget about it, you blew it out the window, because there's going to be no trust. So just make sure you do that. That's probably one of the strongest things I've learned, is not leaving the appointment time and asking them to call me back. And then if they're not there again, set another time. So set it for the morning time. Say, hey, you know what? Something you must have been busy again. I really, Sorry I missed you. Well, I'm gonna try calling you again tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Because maybe they're just busy in the evenings or in the afternoons. So try different times. When you send emails and you're not getting responses, try different times. Don't send it at the same time. Same with text messages. It works. And don't be afraid to keep sending them until they tell you to stop, because sometimes people are, they mean well. They really do want to talk to you, but they're so busy. I've had customers 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks later. You know what? I'm so sorry. I've been slammed. This is the first time I've really actually been able to look at your text and say something. When can we talk? So don't be afraid. Just, don't do it 10 times a day, spread it out over time and just keep following up with people, and you'd be amazed at the results. So thanks everybody for listening. Those are just some ideas that I had. Hopefully helps.
No, I love that, Shawn. Thank you so much for sharing. And I just want to add on to what he was saying, about continuing to follow up. Those statistics he shared, most people stop following up long before statistically what we're shown is when the sale actually happens. So don't stop following up. Write every single person that's interested down, even if you just have a little spiral, little extra journal laying around your house. Just make a list. I like to call them potential customers, and then write everyone down that's interested in a product. Flash forward a few pages and write potential consultants, and anyone that's interested in the business, write their name down. One thing I used to teach my team in Nicole and I's previous company was follow up Friday. A lot of people get paid on Fridays. So following up on Fridays is huge, because if they didn't have money on Monday, there's a good chance they might have gotten paid Friday. And you want to hit them before they've, spent the money, gone out for the weekend, paid all their bills, all that. One tip I wanted to add on that was kind of in the family you were talking about, Shawn, with that last follow-up message, is if you do follow up a few times and they just ghost you, like there's just no response. You've called, like Shawn said, you've tried to reschedule and you just can't get through. One trick that I learned years ago that literally works every single time, and I like to do it in a voice message, but you could type it out too. Like it'd be like, "Hey Shawn, I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope I didn't offend you, or I hope I didn't offend you about anything." It is insane how many times they will come back and be like, "Oh my gosh, no, it's not you. I've just been so busy. I'm so sorry." And it starts the conversation back up. So don't assume that because they don't answer, it's anything that you did, that they're not interested, that anything's wrong with you. We live in a day and age where so many people have crazy anxiety. And unfortunately, with that debilitating anxiety, it can come. And I'm like this, where like, if I'm really busy and like I get like a weird text that like I just don't have the energy to deal with right now, not even talking so much business, but just like, or maybe like someone has a problem with something and I'm just like, I can't deal. Like, like I have to catch myself because I will leave them on red for a day or two. And then I'm like, oh, I got to go answer that. It's not because like they offended me or I don't want to answer. It's just because if I was already stretched thin, like it's really easy to kind of put that off for another day. And I'm not saying that like there's anything that anyone's like upset about with you or you're causing them anxiety, but like say it's a money thing and they're already anxious and they already feel bad that they don't have the money. They feel bad that they told you they were going to get with you yesterday and they missed the call. Like some people's personality, it's really easy just to not respond. So biggest thing you'll learn in this business is don't take anything personally and don't assume anything. Don't assume the worst, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, if you've checked in several times and they didn't respond, I think Nicole actually just did this the other day with someone. She was like, I hope I didn't offend you. And they responded right away. And they were like, no, you didn't. I just want to try the product first before I join. And it was funny because like she knows this, but she still came to me and was like, what do you think I should do? I'm like, pull the whole, did I offend you? And she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And she immediately got her answer. She did not, in fact, offend them, So that being said, these are great follow-up tips. Best way you can stay on top of follow-ups, like I said, is write everyone down from the beginning. I promise you it's going to be a lot easier to write everyone down from the beginning than it is to realize 3 months from now that you didn't write anybody down and you're trying to scroll back in your messages on Instagram, on Facebook, on your text messages. Like start now while it's fresh and you can actually get organized. But before I go on, Nicole, do you want to jump in and kind of share some of the tips you wanted to share? I know we want to talk a lot about starting high and like the big packs that you have always historically sold, and then just anything else you want to add on to Shawn said or your own tips.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the nail. I was taking notes this whole time, so I can share those in the group. I love everything that he said. But yeah, so I was huge on starting high. When you're talking to a customer about, first of all, we all know that these products are incredible, right? So we want to be able to offer to people the best of the best. We're not here to offer bare minimum. We want the best of the best. So don't necessarily think of it only as let's start really high and make the biggest sales. Think about it like we're here to help people, and this pro pack is what's the best of the best. So kind of you can shift your mind a little bit into that mindset, and that will change everything for you. Because like I had someone reach out about Sunray and she's like interested in that, but I was like, okay, so do you want to hear like about the total package? And she's like, of course I want to hear about the total package. I'm doing it more for her health than I am just for the sale. So think of it that way. But starting high and working your way down is always, always, always going to be easier than starting low and working your way up. So tell people about the Pro Pack, tell people about all the benefits. Again, educate yourself, but don't hold yourself back, just like Shawn said. Just go for it. You're going to learn as you go. But um start with all three. And if it's financial reasons, then okay, now we get to get you started on two instead of just one or whatever it may be. But starting big always is a bigger number and it is less scary as it goes down versus a smaller number and it gets really scary as it goes up. Don't be scared to do that, guys. Again, Brittany said, don't assume people's budgets. You will be shocked. I promise you, you will be shocked. I was known for selling huge, huge packs in my last company. And it was the people that you think, no shot, like no shot. They're the ones adding extra stuff at the end. So really, really don't limit yourself or limit what that person's going to get because of your fears of whatever it may be, what financial or whatever. You never know someone else's wallet and you don't know what is important to them. These are these are truly health products. Health is wealth. So these are gonna carry a long way with people if they truly want to be healthier on a cellular level. Finances, they will find a way if they really want to get there. So start big, work your way down. Don't be scared. Get out there, talk to people. That's why I was saying like educate yourself on glutathione because I'm like not scared to tell anyone about it. I actually own a teeth whitening business and I had a customer, I never met her before. She came in, this was like last week. She's going through radiation with something on her nose. She's like, "Don't mind my nose, it's all like crusty. I'm going through radiation, blah blah blah." I was like, boom. I was so ready to talk to her, just like the doctor I was talking about. I was so ready and now we're texting and things are going amazing. So I don't even know what I was getting at there. I'm getting all fired up. Blah. But don't be scared. Get out there, talk to people, use the tips that Shawn just gave. I took some notes, I'll post them later. But go back, rewatch this Zoom if you feel like you need help. But my biggest thing is don't be scared. Get out there. If you don't know the answer, Shawn said this, and I learned this when I used to work at a bank. If you don't know the answer to something, say that is a great question. I'm going to find that answer for you. What's your number? Or if you're texting, you get the point. I'm going to find that answer for you and I'm going to get back to you. I really appreciate that question. Don't ever say, I don't know. Don't say, I don't know, whatever it may be. Say, I'm going to find that answer for you. And I just want to make sure I give you the best information. So I'm going to find that answer for you and get back to you. And it is up to you to get back to them. Don't leave them hanging and say, reach out to me and I'll find it out for you. All right. I don't know. I'm just blabbing now. I'm fired up. So Brittany, I'm going to pass it back to you.
All right, such good stuff. And I love that you said, Nicole, like don't assume you know their wallet. Because Joe always likes to say, like, don't sell out of your own wallet. Like just because you might think it's a lot of money, might not be a lot of money for them. So don't assume that you know their budget. And that's so huge. Like kind of the theme you're going to hear all of us talk about is don't assume anything. Don't assume they're offended. Don't assume that they're not responding to you for any certain reason. Don't assume you know how much money they can spend. Don't assume that say it's a customer and you really feel like you should talk to them about the business, but you're like, they're probably not interested. Don't assume that. Like, don't assume. And that's going to help you so much. And one thing I want to share, just adding on to all these amazing tips is like, don't be afraid to challenge their view of what the value is when it's relevant and in a very professional, tactful way. So I'm going to give you guys an example. I would have people reach out to me in my previous company and they would reach out about the business and it was around the same price to join. Like the low kit here, guys, is $199. I'm sorry. I'll say this till the cows come home. I don't care how tight finances are. Even if you can't get something that's $199 today, I don't believe that you can't scrape up the money. I don't believe that you can't with, stop doing some of the regular things you were doing. Maybe you don't get your nails done this month and you don't eat out. You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't have the money today, most people, if they change some habits, could get the money. And most people have a credit card, they could put it on and float it, so like, when situations like this arise where someone reaches out to me about the business and they're super pumped and they're like, oh my gosh, like I've been watching you, I really want to join, we get all the way to joining and I tell them the price and then they're just like, oh, like, I don't know, I can't, I don't have that money. Like in that situation, if they've already poured their heart and soul out to me and they've already told me they're broke, they've already told me they're in so much debt, they've already told me like, this, that, and the other. At that point, like I'll go kind of scope out their Facebook and I'll do some research. Like if I saw a Starbucks selfie last week, or I saw fresh nails, like in a very loving, tactful, respectful, professional way, I'll be like, hey friend, like I totally understand. Like that was me one day. That was me back in the day. I get it. It's such a horrible feeling, like not feeling like you have the money to do some things that you want. But I just want to like, share with you, like from the bottom of my heart, like I came to a point where I realized like nothing was going to change if nothing changed. And I was going to keep being broke as a joke if I didn't do something to bring some extra money in. And so I just want to encourage you, like, do you have a credit card you can put it on? I can show you if you're motivated and you get started with me, I can show you how to earn, a minimum of $1,000 on your first check, which is more than going to pay you back your investment. Or maybe just don't get your nails done this month, don't go out to eat, don't get Starbucks, can we get creative and find the money? It is amazing when you say that, how quickly people will get convicted and be like, I'm just going to sign up right now. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had it happen. So again, the key is you got to do it in a very loving, tactful, professional way. But if you have something you can kind of call out and challenge that statement, it is amazing how quickly they'll be like, you're right. And it's funny, a lot of times they do it right there on the spot, or they'll be like, you're right, I'm going to make this a priority. I'll sign up Friday when I get paid. I'll just go without a few things. Also with products, I've done the exact same thing with products. I've had people reach out and pour their heart and soul out and be like, I really need this. This is what's going on with my health, blah, blah, blah. You tell them the price. Oh, I can't afford that. And I'll be like, girl, you just told me that you're practically knocking on death's door. Like, how you can't afford not to take it, and same thing, like, like make this a part of your grocery budget. Like, don't buy junk food this month. Like, I know that junk food easily racks up more than $200 in a month, but if you're dealing with all this, I want to help you feel better. And surely we can find a way, squeeze this in your budget, take some other things out that aren't serving you and put something in like this that's going to be a game changer. And again, I'm telling you, if you say it in the right way, you say it with compassion and love, but also a little bit of authority, it is amazing how quickly they'll be like, okay, you're right. I used to do it all the time. And that's something that I feel very strongly about, because if you poured your heart and soul out to me and you told me you're super broke, you can barely buy diapers or whatever, or you told me you're struggling with your health like no other, I feel like I have a duty to you to like kind of call that to your attention and bring you back to like come to Jesus moment, because especially if I look at your page and I realize you're clearly spending money on other things. Like if you're out at the bar Friday night with your friends, I'm going to be like, come on, like you probably spent that weekend. So, and yeah, someone just put in the chat, $7 a coffee times 30 days a month equals $210. So again, like you might not go to Starbucks every day, but don't underestimate how many other people in America do. You might not eat out, but a lot of people do. Think how many people just they eat out every day on their lunch break. They grab Chipotle, they grab Panera, they drive through, a fast food place. That adds up. Like I know, like we have a networking group that we go to. That's actually where Shawn and I met, and Pam and a couple other people on here are in the group. I don't ever order lunch at this particular place, not because the food's not good or anything like that, but because it just feels like a waste of money to me. It's 15, 20 bucks for like mediocre food. And I'm like, I'd rather just eat when I get home and make a nice, fresh, like black bean salad or something. Nothing wrong with people that eat there at all. Like, but it is a lot of money. Like if you add up and you got to think, if they're doing that Thursday with me, they're probably eating out multiple other days that week at other events or on their lunch break at work or whatever. So like, just putting this out there, like in your mind to get your wheels turning, like people spend money every single day on things they do not need to spend money on, that don't make them money and that don't improve their health. So when you can really realize that and get that through your mind, it becomes a lot easier to confidently overcome some of these objections about price, because you can just put it to them in a really real way. So a couple last things I want to end on is be excited. Like your passion will sell till the cows come home. But like, if you're not excited and you're just kind of half-assing it and like throwing it out there, like, don't be surprised that people might not be really responding. But when you're excited and they see you showing up consistently, like it's amazing the people that will come out of the woodworks. Long-term consistency will always trump short-term intensity. So social media overwhelms you, start posting twice a week, start doing a story every single day and a post once a week, like start with what you're comfortable starting with, and then you can always add on to it. Don't just post every day for a week and then never post again for the next month. Do things you can be consistent with. And lastly, be a product of the product. Every single one of you who's upgraded, you have product coming in your kit. You obviously got stuff in pre-launch, and then you have product coming in your kit. Use it. Don't be one of those people that a month goes by and you're like, oh, I haven't even opened the box. Use it. Start sharing your own results. It makes content a lot easier. Do a story with the Body Shot. When you take your Sunray, the happy pill on Sundays, do a story and be like, I absolutely love this happy pill. It's been a game changer. If you got, the greens or anything like that, be like, I love that I'm getting 50 servings of fruits and veggies every single day, in addition to my Body Shot. Like these are quick little stories you can throw out there that you're only going to be able to do if you're a product to the product. So everyone's going to get their product coming in. It's going to be a month supply. And then I encourage you set up a subscribe and save order for yourself. You're going to get 30% off as a consultant to run sometime in March. You can set it to run the beginning of the month. If you like to have things early and not ever be a day without anything, you can set it up for the end of the month and kind of time it right, to be 1 month after you got your kit, however you want to do it, but like be a product to the product. And if money's tight for you, no shame. Like we've all been there. Start with one product. Maybe you can't start with all three, but you can start with something, so like I encourage you, like get your mind wrapped around like, I got to be a product of the product. I've got to be representing this, because how can I expect someone to buy something from me that I don't even take? Pam's on here. I'm gonna call you out, Pam. Like Pam is Passion Pam. She's been with, Pure Romance for 20 plus years, and people trust everything she says, because when you go to her house, she owns everything and she has parties, and like, she's all about, excuse me, everything that she's selling. And that is key. Like you've got to be about what you're selling. Sharnay, you said, if I spend money, I use it as soon as I get my package, monthly ordering. Hold on. Nicole, you want to answer the monthly ordering question?
If I spend money, I use it as soon as I get my package, monthly order. If I spend money, I use it as soon as I get my package. No,
I think, sorry. I had a cough. I think she was just saying monthly ordering. So you're not required to order anything, Sharnay. The great thing about this company is there is no website fee. There's no monthly reoccurring fee, and there's no minimum you have to order. We don't carry inventory. So you're not having to order a set amount and go sell it. Like people order from you and it drop shits from the company straight to them. So the only thing you're ever going to order month to month is just stuff you need for yourself. So I just encourage you, like, make a decision, like what products you're going to use, so like in your kit, you're going to have Body Shot, Sunray, which is happy pill. And then you're going to have, the greens, the super greens and reds. So start using them. And if you're loving that and you're like, all right, this is what I want, like set your subscribe and save order up for that. If you have a month you're tight on money and you can only get one of the products, like it's not a big deal. You're not going to be kicked out. There's no minimum you have to do, but I'm more just encouraging everyone right now, like use what you're selling. And that doesn't mean you got to use every single product. Like you're going to probably primarily sell Body Shot, greens, and Sunray. You might have people one-off that order Probio or order the shake or order something else. That doesn't mean you have to order that too. Like order what you want to use and like what you feel the most excited to really get consistent with. And just be consistent, I love that this company doesn't have a lot of, like, they don't have a lot of rules. Like there's no monthly fees, there's no monthly minimums. They don't care if you're with another company. I know there's, like there's people like Pam that also have, like Pam's been with another company for 20 years. She doesn't want to give that up. And this company doesn't care. And that's something that's huge, because that's not the case with every company. Nicole and I can both testify to that. So, like really just like use the blessings of like the dynamic and the energy of this company, like to your advantage, because they're pretty chill. They just want you to be happy. They want to support you. They want you to do well. So Sharnay said, I will not get charged monthly. I order when I need to. Yeah, you order when you need to. So if you set up a subscribe and save, you're setting that up for monthly, and you can like always edit it month to month and change the date. If you do subscribe and save, you get a bigger discount, I believe, but you can edit it each month. You can change the date each month. You could even push it out to the next month, if that makes sense. Katina says, I want to try everything. Me too. And we got to try a lot of things at the launch, like things I hadn't even tried before. And I'll tell you, I was even more impressed after getting to try. We tried the K12. If you guys haven't looked that up on the website, it specifically helps with like anxiety, helps people sleep better. And we all got to try that. And that was really good. It's like a liquid drink. So they've got a lot of good products. I encourage you to take a look at them all. We're going to wrap up because we're about an hour. We're about 20 minutes over our targeted time. Does anyone have any questions? Real quick, drop in the chat if you do. I want to thank Shawn and Nicole for all y'all's contributions tonight. I know everyone got so much out of this, and we will be doing these regularly, guys. They'll either be weekly or bi-weekly, you know, probably definitely bi-weekly and then weekly as needed. If we have more things to cover, we'll do one weekly, but definitely bi-weekly. We'll be doing, you know, different Zooms featuring different people. If we have someone that's killing it, you know, we're going to feature them and let them give you their tips. Sharnay, we get paid like you'll get a check like mid-March, beginning to mid-March for February. And that'll include your any money you earn during pre-launch for referring people, and then also everything you do this month. And then same thing in March, you know, for March, you're going to get a check beginning to mid-April. That's for March. And that'll be how that cycle goes. And that's pretty standard with, you know, almost every company. So, but yeah, does anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? Nope. Well, I'm super excited to share with you guys how I'm going with Marcella. She's on here tonight. She's got an event at Crunch Fitness tomorrow, where we'll have a table set up and all that. And Joe and I are going to go there and support her. And Marcella, I didn't tell you this, but we're bringing Mason because he wants to come support you / see Crunch. He was like, can I come? I'm like, sure. But we're going to be doing that. So we'll let you guys know how that goes. Marcella got a really great deal with Crunch Fitness where she can do like as many events at all the locations, and obviously that's a great audience to, you know, target and to get in front of. So we're super excited about that. And honestly, I built my business the first go around doing all social media. So I'm really excited now that like COVID's behind us and all that to really do more in-person things at like a hybrid model in addition to social media. You know, one thing I want to tell you is that even if social media is your comfort zone, you know, use these tips that you got tonight to really, you know, maximize social media. Like if you're talking to someone online at the grocery store, be like, and you're hitting it off, you know, and you're waiting this long line together, be like, hey, it was really nice to meet you. Like, I'd love to connect with you on Facebook real quick. And then just hand them your phone, let them type their name in, add them as a friend on Facebook. Like, there's ways that you can still have social media be your meat and potatoes, the beef of what you're doing, but use those in-person connections as a way to enhance social media, get more people on there, because now they're going to see all your posts, they're going to see all your content. And then be like, wow, that girl I met Sunday at the grocery store who was so nice, like she's clearly doing some stuff. I can't tell you, like I started doing this at the tail end of the business Nicole and I were in. And I would do it in a way where like I would leave a really nice tip for a waitress. And I would say, I would absolutely love to work with you. And I would leave my business card. And I would say, like, you know, feel free to add me as a friend on Facebook. I'd love to connect with you. If you're ever looking for extra money, I'd love to help you. And it never failed. Like they would add me as a friend on Facebook that night. And even if they didn't reach out right away, like so often they would reach out like within the next 30 days after seeing my content. So I encourage you, like, make a goal like this year, you're going to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're better in person, make your goal to be starting to get better at social media, you know, getting out of your comfort zone there. And if it's reverse, you're better at social media, make it your goal to take a lot of these tips from Shawn tonight and start getting yourself out, putting yourself out there in person too, because the two are only going to enhance each other. And the more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to take you seriously and the more fruit you're going to see. So I love it. Marzia said, Brittany, I'm doing the vegan festival Sunday. Can you come work with me? Marzia, send me the details, depending on time, because we have some stuff with Joe's kids. So just send me the time, but if I can come, I definitely will. And if it conflicts, I'd love to get another one on the calendar because yeah, I'm really excited to start doing more stuff in person for sure. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions, so we're going to wrap up. I hope you guys all have an amazing night. I will upload this recording in the team page. I know some of you hopped on late. So if you hopped on late, when you see the recording, maybe just catch up that first 10, 15 minutes you missed. Sharnay says, anyone in Cali? We do have some people in Cali, Sharnay, and I will connect you with them. And there might be more that I don't know of. So if there's more that I don't know of, definitely message Sharnay and let her know. But I hope you guys have a great night. We'll put this recording in the team page and we'll let you guys know when the next one's going to be. And in the meantime, please utilize us, utilize the chats. If you have not upgraded yet, get with us to upgrade. I just had 2 people while we were on the Zoom tonight message me saying that it's not allowing them to upgrade. And I already texted our corporate representative for our team and he's going to have them get a phone call tomorrow and they're going to get enrolled over the phone. So if you need help, we can help you, but you got to speak up. I don't know if y'all saw my live in the team page today, but if you do not upgrade this week, if there was anyone that was going to be placed under you, that's nullified. That's gone. You know, you lose a lot of the pre-launch benefits if you don't upgrade this week. Because once February processes and they start processing February commissions, like it's a whole new reset. So make sure that you get in by the end of the month, get in this week. And if you need anything from us as far as that, if you're having any issues, just text us and we'll get you the help you need. We'll get you a phone call. Marzia, you said I mentioned an app. Yes. So it's called the Immunotech Pro app. And it looks like this. It's a blue. I don't even know if you can see it that close, but it's that blue app right there. Immunotech Pro. It's free, obviously, and it's got so many resources. All the clinical studies are in there. There's videos, there's so many great things. And what's awesome, Mauricio, the CEO of Immunotech, was showing Joe and I and Marcella and Megan and Netta. He was showing us and Elisa and her husband, he was showing us that like you can literally click on things in the app and send them directly in a text message to people, send them directly in a Facebook message to people. So like if someone's like, can I see the autism study? You can literally be like, yeah, 1 second, and go to your app and send it. So use that to your advantage. Like this company, I'm so impressed with the resources they put together to support everybody. And also just the millions and millions they poured into research. Like it's huge. And it's making, like Nicole said, like you got a skeptic, like no problem, because you have everything that like you need to diffuse any type of skepticism they had. So use that to your advantage. And in the meantime, use us. We have the Sealing the Deal chats. I don't know if you guys are if you've been seeing the updates in that chat, those of you that aren't asking questions, but go in there and like scroll up and read the questions we've answered, because it might be an objection you have soon. And then you'll already have the answer. You won't, you know what I mean? You won't even have to ask, because you can just scroll up and read what we answered for someone else. So use that to your advantage. We love you guys. We're here for y'all, and let's end the month strong. I want to see as many people go silver as we possibly can. As a team, we are already gold and we're halfway to diamond. So we're running hard with you. We're building in the trenches with you. And we want to see as many promotions as we can this month. My goal is just to blow up Facebook with so many promotion announcements from our team. And some of you are so close. So if you're like, am I close to silver, Brittany? Text me after and I'll tell you how close you are. But silver is doable for every single one of you. There's a few of you that are about to go silver any second now. But if you're like, hey, I don't really know where I am with that, what do I need? I will help you. It is very, very, very doable. So let's make a plan. Let's make it happen. Silver. And this is one thing I wanted to say real quick. I know a couple people hopped off, but it's fine. It'll be in the recording. The 1K club, the $1,000 club, okay, is you sign 3 customers a month. You sign 3 consultants, and then you help your 3 consultants sign 3 customers each. So that means, like, say you do it this month, say you work hard the next 3 days and the rest of the night, 3 customers, 3 consultants, help them all get 3 customers each. That's 12 total customers in your organization and 3 consultants. That is over $1,000. This is all, the numbers are all off if you sell the bundle we're talking about, the Immunical, the greens, and the Sunray. If you sell lower products, you're going to need a little bit of more customers to even that out. So just sell the bundle, make it easy. If you do that and then you maintain them next month, let's say you didn't even sign any more next month, which I don't recommend, but let's say you didn't, you just maintain them. Your customers reorder. That next month, you're going to get your bonus for going silver, and your check should be about $1,629. That's $1,629 for you signing 3 customers, 3 consultants, and helping your 3 consultants all sign 3 customers. Guys, that's not hard. Every single one of you can do it. I don't care who you are or how much confidence you have. Every single one of you can do that. Now I want you to take it a step further real quick. If you just repeated that every month, in our previous company, Nicole and I, we called that steps to success. They don't have a name for it here, so I'm just going to call it that. If you completed that steps to success every month, now your check's not just between $1,000 and $1,600. Now it's doubling every month. That means if you did it this month, did it again next month, now you're over 2,000. You do it again the next month, you're way over 3, probably closer to 4. So you can see how fast this can like propel you forward if you just do some basic things. And then obviously I know there's some of you who are just blowing it out of the water and you've been enrolling people left and right, and that's fine too. You shoot for the stars and we're going to help you too. But for those of you that are like, I need baby steps, that is your baby steps. Like it's so doable. It's so simple. And I don't believe for a second that there's any one of you that can't do it. So, and that's silver. So if you want to know what silver is, that's it. It doesn't have to be that exact order to go silver. There's different ways, but that is the simplest way. 3 customers, 3 consultants, help each of the 3 consultants get 3 customers. So, all right. It's 9 o'clock our time, Eastern time. So I'm gonna let you guys all hop off. I hope you have a great night. If there's any questions you didn't get answered tonight, feel free to throw them in the chat or text us and we will get those answered for you. We're here to support y'all. We love y'all and hope you have a good night. Bye guys.